Welcome to Sound Unlimited for all things newsy, juicy, sporty, tasty, and more.
Advocate Motau said the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane, did not tell the Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Higher Education and Training the truth. The committee has resolved that the embattled minister may have lied about the existence of a panel that assisted in the process that led to the controversial appointments to the boards of sector education and training authorities, SETAs in short. During her first appearance before the Portfolio Committee, Minister Nkabane released the names of the members of the independent panel that helped her produce the controversial names she put forward to head the boards of the SETAs, most of which were ANC cadres. The committee, through its chairperson, Nobuhle Nkabane, has questioned the independence of the panel as it was mostly made up of people who report to her. Except Advocate Motau, Nkabane's independent panel was made up of her advisor Asisipo Solani, Chief of Staff in her office, Nelisiwe Simani, Chief Director for SETAs, Motau Nkabane, and Deputy Director General in the department, Rulani Ngwenya. Nkabane was supposed to appear before the committee today with members of her independent panel to respond to concerns raised that she may have lied. However, only Nkabane and Advocate Motau appeared before the committee. Nkabane and Advocate Motau, who was meant to chair the panel, never attended any of its meetings and wondered who chaired the meetings that decided the names for the boards of the SETAs. The two faced tough questions from the committee members and were at pains not to say the minister lied to the committee. Ngwenya even admitted that this matter could change his employment status within the Department of Higher Education and Training, implying that there could be backlash resulting from his disclosures before this committee. The committee has resolved to invite the minister to another meeting on Tuesday next week.
Mr. Nkabane, did the minister lie when she said you participated in the selection and evaluation panel that was created to appoint SETA board chairpersons?
I don't know whether she lied. I don't think I'm in a better position to say she lied or she did not lie. But I did clarify my role. I don't think I will be doing justice to the honorable members to say what I don't know. But what I am saying about my role is the truth. I'm not lying.
If I have to believe you, I'll rephrase. You saying to us, you did not participate, correct?
That is correct.
The minister says you did participate, correct?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Who's lying?
I know that I'm not lying, but I don't know whether she's lying or not.
It's okay. So if you not lying, because remember now, for the record, you are saying that you are not lying under oath. Mr. Nkabane, how long have you been the Chief Directorate of the Coordination of SETAs?
I was appointed as a chief director in 2022.
And how many years have you participated in this process of appointment of SETAs?
Since 2011, when I joined the department.
So how many SETAs would you say you've contributed in appointing? Maybe 4 or 5?
All of them.
Have you ever been sent an appointment letter for you to participate in this process?
No, I've never been sent the appointment letter. The reason this time around I was sent the appointment letter, I think it was.
No, don't tell me the reasons. I've got little time, with respect, sorry.
No.
So you when you were giving us your account, you said you didn't find anything peculiar with the process. Is that true?
I said I didn't find anything peculiar with regards to me executing my normal administrative duties and providing technical advice in the process.
Did you find it peculiar that since 2011, you've been involved in this process of SETAs? You were then appointed in 2022 to be the chief director of the SETAs. And you've been doing this process. I mean, you explained it to us. You screen, you get names, you send to the minister, you do all of that. And then in 2025 or 2024, you get a letter appointing you to do a process that you've been doing since 2011. Did you find it peculiar that you received that letter?
Let me explain, Honorable Member, that I was asked the question as to what became different with the current process. What is different?
No, that's sorry to cut you again. That's a question of Honorable Karab. I'm not asking you about what is different with this process. I'm saying to you, because you said there was nothing peculiar about this letter because this is the work that I've been doing anyways. And you're quite correct because you have been doing this work since 2011. You did it so well that you were even given a position in 2022 as the chief director of the coordination of SETAs. It's your job to gazette, to take out the invite, to even speak to the printers in parliament, to take names and submit the names to the minister. That's your job. You said there's nothing peculiar. But I ask you again, since 2011 and even in 2022 up until now, you have never received a letter appointing you to be a chair or to be a member of this particular process. Do you find that to be peculiar?
Honorable Member, let me indicate that there was no panel, all these other terms of the previous boards when they were appointed. That is what I raised. How
Maybe, sorry, Chair, my question is not being answered, but let me try a different angle. The former Minister of Higher Education, Minister Blade Nzimande, have you ever worked under him in the process of SETAs?
Yes.
Has he ever sent you a letter to appoint you to be a chair or anything of a SETA?
No.
How did he usually appoint chairs of SETAs?
The process that I articulated, in which after the capturing of the nominations and they are submitted to him for consideration, he is empowered by Section 11 of the Skills Development Act to apply his mind.
So before this, you would go, you'd gazette, you'd send out the invites, you do the screening, you do all of that, and then you go to say, Minister Blade Nzimande, here are 100 people that I think meet the most basic requirements. And then he'll just be sitting somewhere in his office or in his house and say, out of these 100 people, I'm just going to choose 21 arbitrarily. Is that what happens?
Yes, the previous process was run like that because the Act empowers the minister to make the appointments.
No, thank you. So Since 2011, you have never received a letter appointing you to undergo this process. Why do you not think it's peculiar? Okay, do you think it's new?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
I'm trying, maybe my problem is that perhaps it's the word peculiar that me and you are not finding each other on. Because I don't understand why you would not say this is peculiar, because you're saying you've been interacting with this process since 2011. You come in 2022, you're a chief director of SETAs, you do all of this, you've never been sent any letter. Yet you're saying it's not peculiar. So I'm saying perhaps the problem is English. Is it a new thing that you are being given a letter to do a process that you're supposed to be doing anyways?
It is not peculiar to expect.
No, I've moved away from the word peculiar because I can see that you and I are not going to find each other on. Is it new? It's different. It's never been done before.
There's never been any appointment of the panel. Hence, I was not appointed as a panel member before.
No, I'm saying the letter. You receiving the letter.
Yes,
It's never happened before.
Never.
So typically when you send the names, this is my last question because I don't have time. When you send the names to the minister, do you blade them on? You follow up on when are these people going to be appointed, or you just wait for them to conclude the process and then they appoint?
No, I don't follow up.
So when you were sent a letter saying we're going to have some meetings to undergo this particular process, which you usually do, did you follow up to say, Minister, you sent me a letter that I'm being appointed to this panel to do these SETA things, which is my work anyways. But 2 weeks have passed, 3 weeks have passed, 4 weeks have passed. No one is calling me about a meeting. And I'm the chief director of SETAs. I've been sent a letter here. I can see people are saying meetings are taking place. You're not worried maybe when 4 or 5 people are entering a room, hey, perhaps that's the meeting of the SETAs that I should have been participating in. Were you not concerned at any point that you were not part of those meetings or whether or not those meetings were happening?
I did not make any follow-ups to the minister because when the appointment letter says will be notified, will be invited to the meetings, I expected that it to happen. That it did not happen, but I did get the list of names that must be appointed.
No, thank you, Chair.
When you received the letter that you will be appointed to execute this duty, it is odd to me because this is part of your everyday work. When you didn't, or when did you discover that the panel is done with its work and you were not part of it?
With the receipt of the list of 21 candidates, that to me is an indication that something has been done.
And what did you do about it? You have now discovered that it has been done without your involvement as the chief executive director of this process. What did you do about it? How did you make your follow-ups? Because this is incumbent upon you to be part of this panel. Now you are not part. How are you going to account for it in terms of your work schedule? What did you do about it?
Honorable Member, I don't think it is for me as the official to question the minister who he or she appoints as a panel member and whether I don't even know whether there was a deputy chairperson for the panel. For argument's sake, if the panel was appointed, there was a deputy chair. I didn't know any other panel members. It could be possible that if I was appointed and the deputy chairperson was appointed, the meeting could proceed without my involvement.
In your own understanding, what does that say about the integrity of the process that was followed? Just in your own understanding, as an academic, as someone who has been in the field, what does it say about the process? Coming down to the the names that were handed or you found at your desk? Because it looks like you just got them at your desk, presented to you.
Assuming there were panel members who sat and deliberated in processing the nominations, the process could probably was done. But as I'm saying, I don't know other panel members. I was handed my own appointment letter. I don't know whether there was a chairperson or any proxy to the panel members. But I couldn't question the minister, say, who else did you appoint? When it is explicitly said, you'll be notified, you'll be invited to the panel meetings. I expected that to happen. It did not happen.
In your own understanding, Chair Dikusel, in your own understanding, maybe, Okanye, can you put us into confidence? Because the office is being run by you, not by the minister. Every detail or every CV and qualification requirements that was going to be run in the office, there must be archives. Do you have any archives presented to your office of meetings, set minutes, where we sign attendance register? Do you have any of the panel that said, we understand fully that you are not part of the panel, but I do believe with my little knowledge that it should be given to office for archives purposes so that if anything arises, we do have minutes, we do have a register that was signed. Do you have any in the office? Because this is directly to your department.
Not yet.
Maybe you can try and explain to me the difference between not telling the truth and lying. Because seated here, I see a lot of things that are not being told, and those that are told are not the truth, assisted by the advocate in the house. Maybe you can differentiate for me. I don't want to say go to something that was once referred to. I don't want to say that, but can you give me the difference between you saying you can't answer a simple question of saying, do you believe that Yanga lied or she told the truth? Because this details what you were part and not part of. If I've said I've met you outside and we've spoken, and you come in this room and you say, no, we did not meet, I doubt that is any offense in the country, because you are just clarifying your side of the story that I was not part and parcel of this. So any person who said I was part and parcel of the situation has lied. So what is the difference between you saying, no, the minister lied, no, the minister told the truth? Why don't you just say one word that puts you out of this misery? Because the only thing holding you to account now is because you do not want to say, no, she misled the house. No, she told the truth. I was part and parcel. Because if you are saying you were not part and parcel of the house, you are literally saying she has misled this house. What is the difference between the two terms that makes you not want to respond?
No, I believe the minister will also come and present herself. And her presentation will enable the committee to determine whether she lied or not. I don't know I don't know the details of what she will say, but I only know what I'm saying, that it is not true that I was part of the panel. And I've explained my role in the process. I've done that. I did not participate as a panel member.
Chair, I'm done.
Yeah, no, no, even-
If it's not true what we had, then the truth is what we know.
This thing of lying, you heard earlier on when I said, if my inquiry to the minister was whether she lied or not, I would have asked other questions. But because that was not the purpose, that's why I said I stopped where I stopped. And let me give an example why there's a difference between taking it to lying and what the objective facts now reveal. It is one thing that is clear, given where we are now, is I said in my case, given the events of the 15th and the 16th, which is that the minister knew that I was not appointed and that there was no attorney that formalized the process. When the minister said on the 17th, after the conversation, after the letter, that I was appointed and I chaired, you can at least take away 3 things from that. The first is there is no mistake that was made by the minister. That one is clear. 2, there is no misunderstanding. At the end of the conversation on the 17th, but before disclosure to Parliament, there is no misunderstanding about whether I had been appointed or not, or whether there was a need to formalize my appointment through an attorney or not. All those had been clarified prior to that. So there's no room to say the minister was mistaken. There's no room to say the minister misunderstood the process. And the third thing is, if you're talking about misleading, which is something different from a lie, when the minister knows all these facts and says, I chaired, I was appointed, I chaired, I did not attend, that's misleading. But when you're talking about lying, lying is an intention to say, well, then why did you do it? Knowing these facts and knowing that these facts are incongruent with the true objective facts, which is not what the purpose of my engagement with the minister was. And that is why I was saying, I can't say she lied when I didn't inquire as to the motive. Why did she then intentionally state facts that were incongruent with what she knew at the time? That's what I did not know. But if that's what I was searching for, then I would have had to ask her. And that's why I said, when I got to this, I thought the objective had been achieved and I'm not going to follow up, because that was not what I was looking for. I was looking for my involvement as said in the public. Once she says, you told me on the 16th in the letter, you told me in the conversation, this appointment was not finalized because you were not appointed by the attorney and my staff knew. That's all I needed for me to clarify what was in the public domain, which was inaccurate. So let that be understood. If it assists at all, why the question of the motive was not interrogated. I assume that's for then your processes and what is it that you want to achieve. Then why?
Do you believe in any way that your answers given to members' questions today might affect your employment status in the department?
That is very possible. And that does not, I don't know, but that is possible, because if what I am saying is incongruent with what others believe, and then there is a disagreement, and we are talking about me as the official, the minister, inverted commas, is my employer. So if the sequence of events of what transpired as I am presenting, and to the best of my knowledge of what happened with regards to my role, that obviously means we are in disagreement. So with regards to my career, I don't know.
Now, let's listen to what the minister said when she appeared before the committee on the 30th of May this year.
Are you 100% sure the entire process of appointing SETA chairpersons was perfect and above reproach? beyond, above, same thing.
Thank you so much, Honorable Soul. That's what I can say. One did not anticipate the outcry from the society, to be honest, because what I sticked on is the criteria and the application of the act. That's what the mandate that I gave to the independent panel that was overseeing the process. So after seeing that or observing that there is an outcry, as a responsible citizen, as a public representative, I had to act and respond to their outcries. That's why now, when we reopen the process, we are going to take all those issues that they've raised into consideration. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Are you aware that Government Gazette number 34249 of the 26th of April 2011, regulations for matters relating to the accounting authority of SETA, uses the word independent chairperson in interpreting Section 11 of the Act? Are you aware?
To be honest, I haven't looked at the Government Gazette of 2016.
I have.
I have to be honest here.
I have, and I put it to you for the sake of progress.
2016, not this one. I would love to get the copy so that
Okay.
yes.
I put it to you that the said regulation speaks of independent chairpersons. What is your understanding of independent chairpersons? Just off the cuff.
When I think of the word independent, it is quite broad. Depends on which angle are you going to approach it. I'm not sure whether the angle that I'm going to use is it going to achieve your expectations. For me, the independent part of it is to say the person has to exercise his or her fiduciary duties with distinction. There should be no conflict of interest. The person must be guided and adhere to the constitutional obligations as well as the Skills Development Act. Thank you.
For the record, is every single person on that previous list independent based on your definition?
Because in terms of be it a person is implicated or is allegation or was arrested or as a criminal record, my determination was based on the vetting report that I received. So it made me to be comfortable that indeed the process is independent, because amongst the measures that I said I'm going to put as the minister is to sign a service level agreement with those chairs and to indicate that they must not do any business within the sector.
The process might have been independent. I'm asking, are you, based on your definition of independent chairperson, are you 100% sure that every single person on that previous list of appointees are independent chairpersons based on your definition, not mine?
Yes, for me, I could safely say they were, because they are no longer there, they were independent, as they knew that amongst the issues that we would commit or sign with them is to say they are not going to do any business within the sector.
Are you sure?
Can't be sure, but we have measures that we have put in place
So you're
to
not sure?
assess. We have measures that we have put in place to make sure that they do comply with the service level agreement.
Honourable Minister,
they do comply.
With respect, you said you can't be sure. Are you saying that you're not sure? You started your response by saying, I can't be sure, close quote. Are you saying that you are not sure?
Basically, what I'm saying, in terms of the reports that I received, I was comfortable and confident that the process was beyond reproach and those chairpersons are independent. You know, sometimes you appoint a person and the person meets the criteria, you wouldn't know what a person is capable of. Then what helps you is to put measures in place, internal measures, to make sure that no one contravenes with any legislation, and the person also signs a declaration of interest. So that's what I covered myself with. I don't know what is it that they could do beyond that, because I can't put my head on the rock and say I'm 100% sure that they wouldn't.
In your definition, you mentioned one of the items that you mentioned was conflict of interest. That is not something for future. It's something that you predetermine to the point of consideration.
Yeah,
So then when you say independent in that sense, you are saying, just on that point, you are saying at the point of appointing them, you are sure they are independent as it relates to conflict of interest.
Yes.
So you are 100% sure that they are independent.
Yes, but beyond that, I wouldn't.
All right. You are sure. All right. Do you still maintain that the entire process was beyond reproach and perfect?
In terms of legislative imperative,
Independent chairperson.
complied with each and every piece of legislation and requirements by the regulation.
Okay.
But then additionally, it's my responsibility as a public representative to listen to what people are saying. When they say the recommended list is politically bloated, I had to respond. That's the only matter that made me to then say, I want to review the process.
Okay. I just put to you another element to consider, which is the independence of the chairperson. Okay. The second one is, are you aware of the insertion of section 11 capital letter A and section 11 capital letter B in the Skills Development Act? Are you aware? Are you aware?
Yeah, this is section 11(1)(a).
Capital A, the insertion, the Principal Act only has section 11, subsection A, B, etc. Then the amendment added the insertion of 11 capital A, 11 capital B. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware, but I don't have a copy, unfortunately, now, because with my presentation, I only focused on section 11,
That's
1A,
okay.
yes.
The section, the section that we are referring to is called the eligibility section. The eligibility section demands of the candidates to have specific character qualities. You can trust me, Honorable Minister.
I know, I must sit.
That's okay, but you can. It's just I'm worried about my time, but you can trust me. The eligibility clause deals specifically with character qualities now, not just education, not just political affiliation, but character qualities. It calls for people found to be involved in theft, fraud, even acts of dishonesty. The word dishonesty is even there, to be disqualified from appointment. Is there anyone on the previous list of appointees who has been charged with or officially said to have been involved in acts of dishonesty like bribery or any form of corruption?
As I indicated, Honorable Soul, I only relied on the vetting report. I did not interview each and every person that was recommended, because it's beyond my obligation. So I rely on an independent vetting company to actually provide those services on behalf of the department.
Honorable Minister, you are the one throughout the meeting who wanted to make us understand it is you who appoints.
Yes.
Then you wanted to make us understand, because it's not just in your individual capacity, you are not as an individual capable of doing all of that yourself. You have then a voluntary panel that assists you. And this makes us understand that you will now make sure of all these questionable things. So you cannot now say that you don't know, you just take the vetting report and then you gave me the impression. That's why I'm not asking about the secret panel. Because for me, it's like, well, if it helps you to get to the detail, if that panel helps you to get to the detail, then it's great. Then you should know whether someone as part of that list has been charged or not.
Should I come?
Yes, please, Minister.
Yes. I think maybe, Honorable Sol, you are referring to 11A on eligibility D. Is it? I'm going to make a reference. Unfortunately, the majority of them I don't know. I only know one person. Not that I got that from the vetting report because the person was cleared. I had to make a follow-up from the vetting team that was giving me the report to say this is a report, Minister. To say, so did it clear? One of the people that were recommended is Mr. Mike Mabuyakulu, because I'm from KZN and I know him, that he was once arrested, charged for some criminal activities, as much as I do not know the details. And then what I picked up from that report, because I saw it, is that the case was closed and he was cleared. So he's the only person that I know of, not through the report. It's because I know, hence I'm from KwaZulu-Natal.
And you don't feel that that's reason to question eligibility?
I think this one is more technical in terms of legal terms, because my understanding is that if somebody has been cleared, he has been cleared by the court of law. So who am I to then argue or challenge the court of law to say this person has been cleared? You know.
I'm not saying specifically the individual. I'm testing your disposition.
I want to speak about this, something that I know. I don't want to generalize, because I know that one. Others, unfortunately, if they do have some issues, I don't know.
I'm trying to decipher your posture in assessment, not necessarily the individual that has been cleared. I'm trying to your posture when you look at a situation. Do you say, oh, cleared, tick? You don't look deeper into what 11A and B requires to say, look deeper into the character qualities of these chairpersons you can appoint. The law wants you to do that, not just cleared.
No,
is it true? Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
No, I must take your note. It is assisting us, hence we have reopened the process, maybe to also dig deeper and also cover the aspects that you are raising. It's helping. In fact, it is empowering us as the ministry.
You have just indirectly conceded that you're now spotting some flaws.
Yes, because of the issue that you are raising to reflect on 11A.
All right, so I'll leave it there.
Capital letter A to F, yes.
All right, I'll leave it there.
Yes.
And continue. For clarity, you said that the reason there was unequal race appointments was because 0 colored South Africans, 0 Indian South Africans, and 0 white South Africans was nominated or applied. Is that correct?
It's correct only with the chairs, but with the AAs, we are good. Which when we bring to the attention of the portfolio committee, the AAs.
So with the chairs, nobody?
Yes. I'm hoping this time around all of us are going to go out and encourage them to be nominated, or we are going to go out and ask relevant sectors to nominate them.
All right.
The only person that applied was the chairperson, the previous chairperson of health and welfare. Unfortunately, she couldn't meet the criteria, or was nominated, not applied.
All right. On your media statement dated the 16th of May 2025, you commit to the nation that when it comes to preference, and equity, you are going to specifically look at race, gender, youth, people with disabilities. You include race, I quote, in the government gazette that you've released calling for the reopening for nominations. You expressly exclude race. You only have gender, youth, and persons with disabilities. What is the reason for not having race in the official government gazette?
Maybe if I can respond to this one is because when I looked at the Constitution, because that one was a gazette, at least that one, the first one was a statement. The Constitution of the Republic of South Africa prohibits unfair discrimination on the grounds of race. So it was not easy for me to just put race on a government gazette. Hence, the Constitution prohibits.
No, for equity, you are saying the Constitution allows you to have preference for equity, to look at racial balance. That's the reason why you have it on the statement that you're talking to South Africans.
Yeah.
It is untrue to say that you are not allowed by law to say race in a government gazette.
When I looked
Incorrect,
at,
Honorable Minister.
when I looked at the Constitution, it says it is only a relevant factor in some context, in particular in addressing the imbalances of the past. So when you look at it and try to interpret
But that's what
it,
you said.
when you I'm making an example, white people, you cannot say you are addressing the imbalances of the past.
Okay, colored people.
However, I'm reaching out to various organizations, the colored community, as I've mentioned earlier on, the organized white people organizations and through the business chamber to say, good people, please try to encourage them to be nominated. I also spoke to Outa as well
Minister,
to say,
I agree with you.
to various executives,
Hear my
cabinet
question.
ministers who are here.
Please hear my
say-
question. I agree with you. That call that you are making for all races to come requires you to put the word race in the government gazette. Do you agree?
I have to get a legal opinion. I don't want to say I agree or disagree.
Did you get a
unfortunately.
legal opinion to put the word race in your media statement?
No, I did not.
Yet you put it in your media statement. Why?
I felt I must put it.
You don't feel you must put it in the government gazette?
No, not that we were trying to deprive other races to be part of this process. That's why I'm even saying to you,
Minister.
I'm even reaching out, speaking to various organized races that we have in the country. I'm reaching out to everyone to
Minister.
say, good people, let's try to make sure that this process becomes
wanna implore-
inclusive at the end of the day.
My intention is not to embarrass you. My intention is not to, I said it at the beginning, but I am asking for honesty. I am asking, let's agree and let's take accountability if we've done wrong. You now have a second opportunity to correct this. You have not excluded race because you want to. You are now positioning yourself to the nation as 1 minute I want to add race, the next I don't want to. I need a legal opinion. So what I'm imploring you to do, Honorable Minister, what I'm imploring you to do, take accountability. Say there's race in your media statement and you meant it because you want to include all races.
Yeah.
And you accept accountability that the word race is excluded in the official government gazette, and you will fix it.
I'll do, Honorable Soul.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Based on that concession, would you now agree that the entire process was not perfect and above reproach, based on your concessions now?
no, these concessions does not invalidate the process, because what guides the minister in terms of appointing AAs is the Skills Development Act.
Okay, so I conclude.
So I followed all the requirements as made in the Skills Development
Okay,
Act.
so I conclude.
However, I am going to consider the issues that you have raised here. I am going to speak to my team to also remove the gazette that we have advertised yesterday and put this one, because we want to make sure that this process becomes inclusive as much as we could.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank
I
you, sir.
put it to you, even though that you have admitted to the flaws, and by virtue of the fact that there are flaws that you conceded to, that makes the process not perfect. That makes the process not above reproach. May I just have your focus this one, because I'm concluding.
It's confusing me.
Yeah.
It's showing me what I spoke on already, Honorable. So
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Because I'm concluding. And I'd like you to hear this, to say that because of that concession, I put it to you that the process has been flawed. I'm glad that you're committing to fix it. And I want to remind you, Honourable Minister, you're not fixing it for you. You're not fixing it for the panel, not for me. You're fixing it for young black business men and women.
Did she lie or did she not? You be the judge.
Thanks for watching.